Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's market live trading. And looking at the euro here, it's been coming up a little bit overnight. This is just a 5 minute chart. Let's take this up to an hourly chart. It's been coming up as we can see. And it's hit the daily R1 pivot, but they're fairly crunched together today. So I'm not too concerned about that. I'd like to see if it can get up to that 111.80 zone. So I'm just going to have a look and see where the pivots are, and I'll come back to this. Okay, so I just wanted to see where the projected roughly 8 a.m. pivot was going to come in at. Actually, it's coming in just a little bit lower than where we currently are, so around about 111.51 zone, so just a few pips below there. So I'm actually going to start getting ready to buy. I want to be a buyer here. Whether I'm going to be right or not, we don't know, but we have positive momentum in the background, and the market's been going up. And there's some potential for some more upside, and so to run towards yesterday's highs at a minimum. So I am going to see if I can get into a long. So as we're coming down here, we're getting very close to where that pivot's going to be in just 7 minutes time anyway. So we're right on top of it, but just a couple of pips away. So if it comes down, then I'm going to be looking to buy in this zone. I suspect it'll overshoot a bit, but what I want to do is get 4 units in, but I'll get 1 unit in and then probably wait for the actual pivot to come into place. So we'll see if we can get that unit in any minute here, down at sort of 51 by looks of things. So if we can get down to there, then I'll put that unit in. We're getting close, and then I'll gradually go in once we've got that 8 a.m. pivot has actually properly physically come in. So we're nearly there. So just while I'm recording, I just want to go on. Then are you going to come down for me? No, not yet. Okay, I'll press pause for a second. Oh no, here it comes. Right, so finally looking like it's nearly there. It's nearly. I'm sitting right just above it. Just while I'm doing this recording, come on then, come down for me. Okay, let's get one in here. Right, okay, so I've got 1 unit in, and then I'm going to look to build this position. I wanted to have 1 in. It could come down lower, like I said, but I wanted to at least have a position in just in case. So for now, I'm just going to be watching this as we approach 8 a.m. So it's 5 to 8 now, nearly, and so I just want to see that pivot come in. We've come down to retest these prior highs there, these highs. So, and hopefully I can get the full 4 in. So that's what I'm looking for. What if it doesn't work out? Well, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We get stopped. But so for now, I'm just waiting for the pivot to come in, and then we'll take it from there. So far, we've been coming up this morning. It's a case of seeing whether we're going to be able to continue that or not. So I'll press pause for a minute. Okay, so it's just 8 o'clock now. So the pivots are just coming in, and I've just come in. So it is indeed around about 111.50. Here it is. So I'll now get my 2nd unit in, and really, I mean, this is all I'm looking for. So I'll get the 3rd unit in, and then I'll get my 4th unit in. And whether I'm going to be right or not, I'm not entirely sure. I must admit, we've got the scope to back away, but what I will do, actually, I've got the 3 units in. As we're on the outside of the bands here, I'll wait until we close back inside the bands, and then I'll put the 4th unit in. So I've got the 3 in, so let's actually bring them up so you can see everything. I haven't got all the stops in yet. I've put the stop down at 32 on the 1st unit. Obviously I've just put these extra 2 in at the moment. So there they are. So I'll get the other 2 stops in. 111.32 and 111.32. So what I've done is I've put the stops just below this prior low here. It's only just below, and it's always possible that sometimes when you get a day like today where it's undulating, it could want to come down, maybe take that stop out and then come all the way back up again. We'll have to see on that one. So anyway, it's just pulled back a little bit more, so I'm just going to wait on this final unit. So I've got 3 units in, and wait on the final unit. Because if I go in with the 4th unit right now, then which is fine, But what I'm always thinking about is the next trade. And what you've got to think about is, okay, if I take this trade and it loses, can I then trade again today, so to speak? Because of the stop loss that I'm putting in here today, which is the best part of 20 pips, that would be a 20 pip stop with 4 units, which would be best part of $800, so about £500. So £500 is starting to get to a point where you, on this account, remember this is the challenge account I trade off here, that's getting to a point where I can afford to trade up to £1,000 at risk on any one day, but don't really want to trade at that amount of risk. So if I can keep the risk a little bit lower, it means that if I do lose on this first trade, I still have the opening to then trade again. We have got US CPI figures out today, which could produce some half decent moves. So so I'm being a little bit more cautious here. Just watch the price action, and we'll see if it can hold. So anyway, so that's me for now. So I'll just press pause. And the one thing I'll be able to do is, if we do come up into these back into the bands as we are at the moment, but if we do come back into the bands, and then I can get that fourth unit in, actually what I can then do is get my stops all the way up aggressively back up to sort of more normalized or very tight levels, back up to below this low, because then we've come down, we've hit some support of that that pivot and the 5-minute 50, and then I can then aggressively move my stops up to below the lows. So then I'm much safer. So although I have that initial stop down here just in case it wanted to play around and do an overshoot, but if it's not going to do that and it holds here, then the game changes quite quickly. So we're just coming up to the there we go, 5 minutes. There we go. So we've now done that. So I can now, on a little dip, put the fourth unit in, but then I'm going to move my stops all the way up to, I'll give them a little bit of just a pip or so below that, but all of a sudden now my stop is very tight. So always going to be very tight. Now we're just sitting up here at the moment, so I'm just waiting to see if I can get this. Oh, that audio was low. Okay, hopefully you've been able to hear me all the time. I've seen that the audio was very low here this morning. Anyway, let's see if we can get this fourth unit in, just as we come back down to test the lower band. So that'll do. Okay, right. Let's move that off. Let's move the positions over. I'm gonna get, now I need to move these stops up. So I'll move them up to about 45 on here. By the looks of things, about 45. Yeah. So I can move all of these stops. Now that's like I say, a lot tighter, and obviously I could get stopped out. Let's move it to 44. But the nice thing is that it's reacted to these pivots. So hopefully that is the reaction, and it's not going to come down lower and then still go up again. That's always the risk when you do move your stops up. But 11:44. It doesn't have to come lower anymore. So let's go back to this. So we've put in a nice little reversal type candle, but we'll see. What I'm looking for this to do is obviously to just, you can carry on playing around, and then hopefully we can have a bit of a move up at some point. Got a little bit of news coming out on the euro in just under an hour, but we'll have to see how this is going to behave now. So I shall go and get myself some breakfast and everything else. If I get stopped out here fairly quickly, then so be it, but at least my powder's fairly dry for going into the next trade, because if I lose, then I'll only lose a couple of hundred now, as opposed to losing sort of 500 if it had been a full stop out, so to speak. So something like that. Anyway, press pause now. Okay, so just back. So as we can see, Euro's having a little bit of a bounce here. So I can actually move my stop right up to up another pip now to that just below that low. So because it does seem to have stabilised. I think 45 is about that. I'll double check that once we come off screen, but certainly to 45 anyway. So what it means is that my stops. Let's get this last one up. It's as I came back on the mic, it's now rolling back over again. Okay, that's fine. So it just means my stops for my entry positions here Entry positions were 51, 50.9, 48.8. So the stop on that is now 3 pips. Stop from this one is 7 pips. Stop from this one is best part 6 pips and 6 pips again. So it's all nice and relatively tight now. I still cost obviously if I get stopped out, but it's at least it's kept relatively tight. So how does this look? Actually, it does look like it's about to roll over. The 8 and 21 look like they're about to cross, and if they're about to cross, then this thing is going to roll over. So it was always a bit. We've got positive momentum, but it's one of those mornings where you've got positive momentum, but it's already had a half decent, nice move, and it may want to do a larger sort of retracement. So that's the way that it was always looking. But it was at the same time it had that potential to run up to, like I say, 111.80 or so. So it looks at the moment, if this 8 and 21 are going to cross down, then it's pretty much, usually once you get a cross, then there'll at least be some sort of follow through, even if it doesn't follow through too much. So I'll just allow that to stop me out and then reassess again for later. So now, like I said, we've got some I think some German news coming out. Let's have a quick look. I'm just having a quick look off screen. Coming out at 9 o'clock, so I'm just going to have a quick look here, but I suspect if I click on that, we've got we've got Draghi speaking at 9 a.m. as well, and German IFO business climate. Okay, nothing too major there, but anyway, it might be enough to move this euro a little bit anyway. So I'll press pause. We're 11 minutes into this, so I better shut up and we'll come back. Okay, so just back, and you see it's just actually it's one of those mornings actually when sometimes, and it's always the funny thing when it comes to indicators, is that when you have to be really careful with if you rely on indicators specifically for taking trades like moving average crossovers, because as you can see here, actually back here when we had this red candle, the red just about in real time was had crossed the blue. So I was looking at thinking, oh, it looks more likely that we're going to obviously then therefore roll over. And what happens is you get a switchback, and look what happens, and then they uncross. So anyway, now as we're coming up to 70 here, I will look to take 1 unit off, but as we come up to the double top sort of area, so if we can get up there, then I'll take that 1 unit off. So just we're getting close. So let's bring up the deal tickets anyway. So let's oops, not that one. That's to change the stops. Click on this one. That will be to take a ticket off. Now I've come back on live, and it'll probably slow up again. But ultimately, I'd like to see 80, that sort of area, like I said earlier on. So, but always when you come up to a double top, it's always possible that it struggles with that. So I'll take 1 unit off anyway, if we can just get there. So I'm looking at around about 70, so it's just a few pips beyond where we are. So let's see if it can just have a little nudge up there. And now I'm back on the mic, it'll probably hang around because it wants me to make my recording much longer, you see. So let's just bring up the ticket. So we're getting close, but not quite there yet. Just a few more pips, but yeah, now I'm recording, it's sort of hovering. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, so what I've done here is I've actually just moved my stops up to 49 now, just protecting the trade a little bit, as it's had a half decent pop. If it was to roll all the way over, we don't want it to then, even though the stops were tight anyway, might as well tighten it up a little bit. So my stops are now at 49, as you can probably just about see here. So you can see everything on the screen, which will be a pain if it comes down, because it was very close to, really it's even now it's in theory at daily target. What are we up? Hold on. Yeah, 200. It's the low end of daily target, actually, the low end. Now it's just dropped, but certainly when it was up just a minute ago, it was up there. But you have to, whilst you're in a trade, the trade's a trade. You don't base your trade on your daily target. You don't think, oh, I'm at my daily target, I'll come out. You base your trade on the trade itself and the parameters within that trade. So anyway, it's now doing pull back, and maybe we are going to get that 8 cross to 21 now, and maybe this is going to roll over. It's had a nice little pop, but it has come back down. So maybe I am going to get stopped out after all on this. It's It seems to be struggling a little bit. For a minute there, it looked like it might want to push on through. But anyway, the stops are close now. So whatever happens, the stops, the loss, if I get stopped, let's bring it all the way over. My entries are at 51.50 and the stops all at 49s, as you can see. So it's all going to be just a few pips now in total. So, but it's a shame actually. Look, looking like we're going to get that 8 and 21 cross to the downside. I'm going to have to press pause though, because if I do end up trading again on this video update is going to end up being 30 odd minutes. So I better press pause. Okay, it's looking like we're about to hit that target, so I'm just going to get that ticket ready. Oh, it's just been taken. I put a limit order in anyway, so there we go. So we've just hit that first target. I thought it was coming down, but it's just hit that at 69. So I said at 70 was the area on the charts. So I always put it in just a pip below. Hold on a second. Right, okay, so anyway, so we've hit that first target. So let's bring this chart up. So it was 70 on the chart, so I always put it a pip below. So the main thing now is the trade is paid for. So if this thing was to still roll over, this is what I wanted to happen. So you get that first unit off. So if this trade was to roll all the way over now, whatever happens, I won't lose on the trade. That's always a nice position to be in. And what we're now looking for, like I said before, is that 111.80 zone. Now I've put orders in, as you can probably see, at 79, and I've left one open. So, which I can then make a decision on as we get there. About 88, we've got an hourly 100. So let's take this to an hourly chart. 88, there it is. Well, it says 111.80 on telecharts here, but on my e-signal charts it says 111.88. So I'll go with the e-signal. So if we can break out, that is. So we're still got to break out yet, but if we can break out and get to 80, then I'll see if I can get that final bit run up to 88. I'm not looking for masses of run here today, just purely because, well, from where we've got in, it's still 30 pips. If we can get to 80, and then 88 would be 38 pips, so it's still okay. But I'm not looking for any massive run because I don't have a view. Basically, we're against some resistance on the daily charts, so I'm aware of that. So I'm not. Hence why I'm not looking for anything too major. I think that's it for now. I'll press pause. Okay, just back. I was just upstairs brushing my teeth whilst getting ready and see that the markets are moving. So let's go and have a look at this. We've got those next targets up at 79. The limit orders are at. So we'll just see if it can break up there. So there's not really much to do rather than watch it. The only thing I can do now is move my stops up to about 55 now. So I'll just do that whilst we're watching this. Because if it was to just give up and roll over, there's no point in me having the stops down at 49 anymore. I might as well have them at that little bit higher as it's trying to break. If it reverses from here, then it will very quickly come down to that level anyway. So let's just move those stops up. So whatever happens, I've got something locked in there. So we're just playing a waiting game really and seeing if this thing can break out or if it's going to carry on just sitting there. Basically, we just had that little bit of, like I said, German IFO news out. And I believe Draghi's speaking, so it's just a case of whether we can break through or not. So it's not much more for me to do. Like I said, I've got those limit orders in. Actually, I'll put a limit order in up here on the final one as well at 88, 11. So I'll put it in actually around about 80. Oh no, it's moved down. Oh, it's at 85 now. So I have to put it in 84. Right, okay. As you can see, it's not powering on through, which usually when you get a nice big candle, you'll usually get follow through. But at the moment, with just over a minute to go, it's not exactly powering on through. But we'll see. I'll press pause for now and carry on getting ready, and we'll see what happens here. Right, just back, and I have been stopped. Look, as we can see, we came down to 55. But this could be really annoying if I've been stopped and then it comes back up again. But it's not the sort of trade that I would want to try again for. So we'll just have to see what's going to happen. Let's have a look at the P&L. I haven't even looked myself yet. Just come back down. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. We're up 175. Now, it's interesting actually because you saw the P&L earlier on, and I think it was over £500 when we were up here. And sometimes a trader will really feel remorse almost or regret from from when they've seen, oh, I was up so much, and I should have just banked it because look, I'd hit my daily target or whatever. But that's not what you're trading for. You trade the trade itself, like I said earlier on. You trade until you hit your targets. If you don't hit your targets, then it comes back down and stops you out. And you have to just accept that. And sometimes it goes up to your targets, and other times it doesn't. But what you have to do is manage your emotions, because what the markets do, I always say this to our traders, is the markets are trying to teach you bad habits. And bad habits would be, for example, not running your trade to where your targets are, because then you're not trading properly according to your own plan, so to speak. So anyway, so just bear that one in mind. So what we've got here, we've got a little bit of a buffer, not a lot, but a bit of a buffer for this afternoon. Because what I'm going to pretty much do now is leave this trading all alone. We've got some decent news coming out later. Doesn't matter if this euro comes up, it's that you just have to accept that, and sometimes that's just the case. Even if I'd have moved my stop to 50, I probably would have got stopped out on the spread. So it was the right thing to do when price was coming up. So you don't have to worry about that. So what I'm really looking at now is where are we going to be this afternoon. The potential is actually that maybe this euro starts to roll over, because when I'm looking at the larger time frames, we have hit resistance, like I said, on the daily charts. We're into that resistance zone. We could still want to come up and maybe go a lot higher, but if we don't, and if we do start rolling over this afternoon, then there's some half decent targets to the downside. So I'm going to stop talking, and we'll come back to this at just a bit before 1:30 when I'm trading with the traders in our trading room. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, I've just got back from the gym, and as we can see, the euro did come up in the end. So it came down, nicked me out. Like I said, if I'd have moved my stop up, I would have moved it up to 50 anyway, and I probably would have even may have got stopped out there. It's hard to tell sometimes. But c'est la vie, it's just one of those things. Obviously still up for the day, but it's always a shame when you would have been up about £600 and pretty much done for the day, whereas now I've got to wait for the news. The only problem as well is that the euro's had a good run here. The more that it's had this run makes it a little bit more difficult. If it was to want to run down this afternoon, it's got a lot further to go before everything turns over. We'll see. It's only 10 to 11 at the moment. It's decent news that's coming out later. It may not be that we come down at all. If we hold up here, then I may be looking actually for another long trade later on this afternoon. But for now, I'm going to leave it alone, and we'll be looking to trade this again at 1:30. Right, just back, and it's just 2 minutes to go until the CPI figures out. And what I'm looking at, this is still a 5-minute chart of the euro. It had a nice run this morning when I was out and down the gym, and as you know, and so I'm now just waiting to see the news. What I'm actually looking at now is to see if the euro is going to actually roll over here today and do a bit of a rollover this afternoon. So don't know if it does, but what I'm looking to do is if it spikes up a little bit up into this zone, 111.82 zone, so a bit further, but it could overshoot up to 90 zone, and if it then stabilizes around that area, well, I say stabilizes, if price action looks like it's going to stop, then I will go in with 1, maybe 2 units to short for a potential run back down. Why am I doing that? It's all based on the 4-hourly charts and the daily charts. We're into a lot of resistance, and so the potential is that we roll over. I don't care what the actual news itself is going to be. In fact, where the potential is that the news is going to be, I'm going to have to move that off. The news could be slightly dollar negative. So that's that. We've got the CAD CPI figures out as well, so I'm going to be watching dollar CAD off screen at the same time. Anyway, I'm going to press pause for a second. We've got 30 seconds to go. But look at this. Right then, I'm doing this within the room. So let's see where we're going to go. So we're shooting down. So okay, so we're shooting down. I want to get in short 34. We've just hit 34. I'm going to have to then be adding to this position on any retracements. I've just shorted at 34. It's come straight down. We didn't get the bounce. It's just come straight down. So I'm going to be looking to add into this position. I've got a short at 34, and if I can get an add in, then great. Now it's just come down to the hourly 50. So it's hitting some support here, but what I'm looking for is to see if we can get some follow through today, which will make a change, because the last couple of days I've been trading in the afternoons. We've had a move, and then we've had a counter move, and it's come all the way back up. So let's just see what's going to happen here. But I've shorted at 34. If we get a retracement, then I'm going to be looking to add into this position. So that's where we are right now. and we've come down. I was hoping we were going to get a bit more of a, well, actually the chart shows that it did get up to 82, but not quite to the level I wanted. So we've come down into a support zone, but I'm going to see if we can get some follow through to this. We've got some prior lows I'm looking at on the higher time frame chart, so I want to be able to see if I can add to this position, but I've got to be a little bit, just pause a little bit, and maybe it'll be on the next candle. So we'll just pause for a second whilst this is moving. But as you can see, let's bring up the account. So I've got that short in. Oops, let's bring it up if we can see it there. There it is. Here's the short that I've just put in. So where is it? I got short at 34, as we can see. So that's where we are at the moment. And but I'm still looking to see if I'm going to get some more positions on this. We've shot down. I see dollar CAD has gone up. Oh, yeah, I had a limit order to buy at dollar CAD. Look, oh, that was lucky. Dollar CAD has shot through. I had a limit order. I had a buy stop order from this morning. I forgot about that. Dollar CAD. Let's see if I can bring it all the way up just whilst we're showing this. There it is. Dollar CAD. There we go. Dollar CAD. It just triggered me a bit of a slippage there, and it's come straight out of its daily R1. So that's having a good run as well. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on that as well and see if we can get some, maybe do something with dollar CAD. But at the moment, my focus has to be on the euro dollar. But this is a day where we've got the potential on the euro dollar to have a larger downwards move down towards, pushing towards sort of 110.80. That would be lovely to see if we can get down to that zone. So at the moment, this is still early doors. Even though we've had a nice thrust, I'm going to be looking to add to this position. I'll press pause for now. Okay, so just back, we're just coming up to the end of this 5-minute candle. We're still holding down here for now, so that's good. Like I said, I'm looking for that more downside anyway. What I want to see if I can get a bit more of a another entry in. So just watching to see if we get that blip up, maybe to around about 111.20. That might have to do now. It could go to 111.30, but and hopefully that's it, and then it comes back down. So we'll just see. So just watching to see if we get this blip up, in order for me to be able to position some more. If not, then I'll just hold on to this single unit that I've got in so far, and we'll see if it can run down that little bit more. So I shall press pause for a second. Okay, so it hasn't didn't quite get up to that level, but we see it did a little blip here, but it hasn't quite got up to that level. So for now, I'm just having to sit on this whilst we're here. Like I was saying, I'm looking at 110.20. So if I get 110.20, then that'll obviously have to do it. But sorry, 110.80. My apologies, 110.80. We'll just have to see. So I could take half off when we get down to if we get down to 110.80. We'll have to see. So let's actually get this ready, because it's a weird way of having to take half off. I have to actually buy half of what I originally sold. So if that's the case, I think that's what I'll do. So I'll keep the position and buy half, and then see if we get a break this afternoon. So, but for now, we've got to get down to that sort of zone first. So it'll be about in the 80s is where I would be looking to buy half, if that's, or close half, should I effectively close half, if I get that chance. So I'll press pause for now. Okay, if this does start to stabilize here and we start bouncing around this 111, because we're right around one round number support, one round number level, then I'll just take bank half anyway. But hopefully it can carry on breaking down. But if it starts to stabilize and sit around 111, then I'll actually bank half, because I think that is the more responsible way of managing the trade. But hopefully we can break down. We haven't got too far to go before I can actually close half. So let's see if we can get down there. Not too far to go. Down at 90, right, fingers on the trigger to take half. We're into a load of support. Actually, I'm going to take half here. I've said about 81 or 82. It's just too good to. There's too much support there, just in case. Let me take you out to the hourly chart and show you what I mean here. Look how much price action we've got here. So I've just had to take half there. So let's show you what I mean by as I've taken the half. I've had to do it in a different way, because this is not a normal account, so to speak. So it's just what I've effectively done is I have bought, as you can see now, I've done this little buy here at 93, and that effectively gives me a net short of 50,000, not 100,000. So I'm still in that short of 100, because that's the way I have to do it on this. Can't just close half the ticket. It doesn't allow me to do that, so I have to do it a different way. So by doing that, by going long, I'm long and short at the same time, but I'm long with 50,000, short with 100, which gives me a net 50,000. So effectively, it's giving me a net. I'm still short. So we've got the profits from the dollar CAD as well, the profits from this morning, and now it's just a case of seeing if I can get how much where we're going to go to from here. So it's a half decent run at the moment. Another reason why I did take half is I spotted that dollar CAD had seemed to stabilize a little bit, and so that was another reason for taking half. So as you'll see, by me taking half at 93 there, you'll see that this, if we go up, then obviously I start making money on the little long that I've done, the half position long, even though the net, the 100,000 short is that retraces and goes down a little bit. So that's effectively what happens. So it's exactly the same as having taken half off. Right, okay, so I've probably confused everyone there, but I'll leave it at that for now. Let's just see what's going to happen. So we are bouncing. So far, so good. Banked half. Not going to be able to lose on this trade now, so by banking half, even if it did a big retracement. But I might want to still, if it does a larger retracement, trade this again. I don't think this is over yet, so I'll press pause for now. Okay, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to trail the stop down on the remainder down to 11.10. But I'm still looking to potentially. Oh, here we go. Looks like we're breaking now anyway. So we're getting close to that target down there. So that target 80. Remember. So let's bring up both of these tickets. So one's going to be in profit and one's going to be in loss, but we're making more money overall because we're still net short. So we're getting close there. But we're right on yesterday's lows. So if we can get down to those, I'm going to close out. I was just about to say I'm going to move my stop down, but I think we're getting very, very close here. So I'm watching off screen basically. People are always asking me what charting package I'm using. I'm generally using eSignal off screen. That's where I'm seeing all my information, but I use telecharts here for projecting for the video. Right, if we get about 84, that's probably going to be about it. I'm watching the off screen, so 84, 83, that'll probably do it. And then I'll be looking to reposition. I'm looking to reposition here this afternoon. Okay, we're on it. Okay, right, closing out here. Oops, that's a problem. Let's get this one closed. Typical, it didn't let me close the long. Okay, good. Right. Okay, so now net flat. So we've come down to those yesterday's lows. Let's just get rid of the deal ticket for now. Don't need that. So what we did is made 328 on the short and just took now it's coming lower even more. So we're now net 465 plus 69, so we're up 500 odd pounds for the day, which on that account is, the account's hit target. So I don't have to trade. Remember, on this challenge account I'm trading, you guys have asked me to trade for income. So that's now hit more than hit its daily target. But this is still looking quite nice. Still quite liking the price action here today. There could be another trade. What I'll have to do now is be responsible with my trading and downsize. So I'll now trade in 50,000 increments, because to protect the profits that I've got. Still, I'll be happy enough to risk some of those profits, but I must protect those. So we've hit yesterday's lows. Let's go into this now. We've finally got down there. So we've come into. This was yesterday's lows here, so we've hit that, and all of this congestion period or area. So what I'm looking for is potentially maybe this to settle for maybe an hour or so, and then see if we get a breakdown, another break later. That's what I'd like to see if we can get a break through all of this. So, but for now, we'll just watch this, and so we can see we're bouncing back up now. So you can never get a pinpoint exit. But that's where we are for now. In fact, this video is 34 minutes in. I'm talking to the guys in our trading room. I'll show you the trading room actually. So there they all are. Hopefully you can. I don't know whether this will show you the projection of the trading room or not. Oops, it probably isn't. So it's probably not going to show you everything. I don't know. But too many projections probably. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on trading with the guys in the trading room, but I'm going to finish this video for now because it's more than long enough. So I may still be trading here this afternoon, but as you can see, we hit target for the day. Whatever happens, I won't give all that back, even if I do have a small loss later. But for now, have a great long weekend. It's a bank holiday weekend this weekend, so I won't be doing a video on Monday. I think Kim's sending something out on Monday, so look forward to that, and we'll be back in touch next week.